Le Corbusier was commissioned by Dr. Pedro Curutchet in 1948 to design a house that separates the work and living areas, prioritizing views of the neighboring square and park. This unique project perfectly blended modern and traditional architecture, showcasing Corbusier's belief in harmonious dialogue between the two styles. It acknowledges the historical typology of houses in the city and attempts to define volumes best suited to the intense light of the region. The young surgeon had several requirements: principal rooms overlooking the park and his office detached. Le Corbusier proposed using the modular and standardizing everything, to which the client agreed enthusiastically. The resulting design delighted Dr. Curutchet, who expressed his admiration to the architect. The house, arranged around a courtyard and central atrium, comprises 4 levels. In an attempt to free the house from the surrounding structures, Le Corbusier established a 4x4-meter grid of slender pilotis while still relating the facade to the diagonal of the street. Also, he set in motion a set of opposites by dividing the house into 2 primary volumes, a device previously used in the 1920s when designing the Atelier Lipskits. Corbusier left the ground floor almost free of any construction, arranging only the garage and a few services. The building has been organized on the basis of 2 separate volumes, corresponding to the work area and the house. On the first floor front is the doctor's surgery. The living area is located at the back of the plot and elevated in relation to the work area. The roof of the surgery forms the terrace of the living room and the dining room. The bedrooms are on the 3rd floor. A ramp serves to link the 2 main volumes, allowing for privacy, protection, and a greater sense of autonomy for the inhabitants. Yet large windows in the facade establish a visual link to the street. In the Dr. Curutchet house can be found Le Corbusier's main architectural principles: pilotis, free plan, free facade, and roof garden. The architect combines the order of his 5 points with organic shapes. This tension intensifies as one ascends through the upper levels. The walls start to curve, creating interesting spaces that feel like sculptures. While some rooms have straightforward geometric shapes, others seem to float and have a more distinct purpose. Even features like bathrooms and hallways are designed with rounded shapes to make them stand out. This balance between different architectural elements is emphasized by the view of the park, which is carefully framed to create a harmonious atmosphere throughout the building. A tree planted on the ground floor grows up through the building, its canopy adding more greenery and interest to the upper terrace garden. The main facade integrates brise-soleil sunshades, a type of modulation that Le Corbusier used on a much grander scale at the Palace of Assembly in Chandigarh and his Unité d'Habitation brutalist housing development in Marseille. As in his earlier improvised sketches, a door bisects the front elevation. Le Corbusier's wall, however, is dematerialized and interpreted as a mesh screen. The narrow passage between the 2 properties is redefined to accommodate a ramp, and the loggia expands the upper level. Corbusier's influence from classical ratios have been clearly implemented into the design of the facade. Inside, the house features white walls, tiled floors, and blue-accented window frames and kitchen units. Glass partitions and built-in wooden storage help create a sense of openness. However, unique circumstances have influenced its usage. The Curutchet family occupied it briefly, limiting its recognition as a true home. Few images of its furnished interiors exist, and since opening to the public, the house remains mostly empty, devoid of furniture or personal belongings, except for essential fixtures like sanitary fittings and kitchen countertops integrated into the design. The house has been remarkably integrated between 2 buildings of different height and architectural style, and elevation drawings show visual links with the neighboring facades. Some of the most exciting aspects of the house occur in the section where a sequence of layers and the see-through thickness of the brise-soleil are visibly manipulated. This carefully articulated sequence allows brightness from the sky and foliage from the park to visually penetrate the house. In section, Le Corbusier combines elements of organic architecture with his earlier purist devices. A constricted site, a demanding program, and Le Corbusier's tendency towards simplicity merge into a sophisticated architectural solution.